What's going on, everybody? I'm pro singer David Brailey, and today we are headed over to the band Sabaton and their song about a German warship called Bismarck. Here we go.
Engines on that German battleship, which blew up the mighty battle cruiser Hood.
The signal comes by wireless and has spotted the plane's Bismarck.
So, did you find the boat?
Silence of the seas are bound to drift into a storm. Sign of power, show of force. Raise the anchor, battleship, guarding its course. Pride of a nation, a beast made of steel. Bismarck in motion, king of the ocean. He was made to rule the waves across the seven seas.
Wow. Man, that sounds fantastic. First off, I love the opening bit where they have with all the with the synths there. And it's like this very like the Queen before they do Who Wants to Live Forever, like that very ding 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 ding, that those string synthesized sounds, just really, really cool. I love the use of that because, you know, I don't think you hear it enough in music. Especially some rock music. It's a really cool sound and done well like these guys did. It really works to elevate a lot of stuff. The storyline, I probably don't have to tell any of you. You most likely know it much better than I do. What I understand, the Bismarck is a German warship that was commissioned and broke a treaty, a World War I treaty with Britain and France, saying that Germany would never have a naval force or a naval ship that can battle up against or stand toe-to-toe with France or with Britain. And when Adolf Hitler got into power, he basically wiped his bum with that treaty and created the Bismarck class of ship, which was the most impressive, mightiest ship that was at that time ever hit the seas. Of course, it met in it was a secret battle. There was a secret mission, and they met in the Atlantic, and the British naval forces did end up sinking the Bismarck, but it is still a talk of just a pretty amazing feat of technology, and really future ships used pretty much copied off the Bismarck from there on forward and pretty much made it better. But again, I just read that. I don't know anything much about World War II ships, anything like that, so especially not warships. However, back to the song. This is fantastic. I don't want to talk anymore. Let's keep going.
King of the ocean, he was made to rule the waves across the seven seas. To lead the war machine, to rule the waves and lead the Kriegsmarine. The terror of the seas, the Bismarck and the Kriegsmarine. 2,000 men and 50,000 tons of steel.
Before we go any further, if you're enjoying this content, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, as well as ring the bell so you get notified every time I post new content. Thanks so much for supporting. Let's get back to it. So I'll come back to the beginning of the war scene, because the direction, everything that they've done, it's so cool. I mean, I don't know where they got the footage of this from, if this is something they created on their own. You guys probably know much better than I do. Love to hear about it. Drop it down in the comments. But the storyline about it, I'd never listened to a song. I mean, I've listened to a song that referenced to war and referenced to battles and referenced to soldiers, but to actually have a song referencing to an actual fight, an actual battle, real thing that happened, it's something very new to me, and I'm digging it. Of course, I'm digging it because, well, as cool as the Bismarck is, you know, it was run by the Nazis. I guess the Nazis were on there and they got sunk, so that's cool. But for them, at the end of the day, to utilize this epic rock metal, this phenomenal, the guitars, the synth, just that the sound that they have to narrate such a story, it just fits, and it's so cool. And I'm only just diving into this sort of stuff. I've only just checked out the Project Arion. I've got a couple more things on my thing coming up, Nightwish, everything like that. So I'm just getting into this, and I'm excited for that music with this epic storytelling, narrating such a cool event, such a massive event in history. All right, I'm going to stop blathering. Here we go.
The depths of the abyss, they are bound by iron and blood. The flagship of the Navy, the terror on the seas, his guns have gone silent at last.
What an epic solo. How cool is that? Like, that was so like the victory solo. I mean, I have heard stuff like that, say Genesis, something, you know, when they say, oh, you know, we've won and the battle ends in a victory cry, and then there's this big you know, like really cool, almost just celebratory moment, and they managed to capture it in the guitar. That type of the scale that he's using, just, I mean, it breathes celebration and just excitement, and the sound and the structure of it, and just following the story, so cool. Hey everybody, if you're enjoying the content and you would like to see the channel grow, why don't you join us over on Patreon? On Patreon, we're going to have exclusive episodes of reactions, music history, as well as live streaming and performance behind the scenes of my travels and everything there in between, all wrapped up in one place. I hope to see you over there. Until then, let's get back to it.
Of a nation of beasts made of
sir. Wow. First off, I mean, being able to film on the ocean on a boat like that looks a tugboat or a fishing boat, and I get that's. I mean, I worked on ships for many years, and it's tough enough to keep your feet while you're sailing out and you're dancing on a stage, jumping around like a numbnuts. But you know, when you're head banging and actually going nuts and like really getting into the music, man, those guys must have had some case of the dizzies at the end of their shoot. Listen, this was absolutely fantastic. I can't. That his voice is so heavy. It's exactly what you would expect to hear from like almost from a pirate-ish nautical theme sort of thing, because he has that that really deep commanding growl of a voice that tells a phenomenal song. It sets a really cool environment as you're listening to the song and as you're listening to the story. It sets a level of it sets the stakes. It sets the makes everything just that more intense. The song itself is fantastic. This is fun stuff, guys. I'm having a good time with all of it. I look forward to checking out more. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers, guys. Bye.